Okay, what is up, you guys? I don't know why, but this weekend I've been kind of busy. Also, my Friday the 13th was horrible. What a big surprise. But, um, stuff happened, so I couldn't really record for a couple of days. I was actually trying to record for Wednesday, and then I was going to upload on Friday, but then screwy stuff happened on Friday. So I was like, if I record and try to upload on Friday, it's probably going to come out horrible because my Friday the 13th was horrible. And I'm not really sure if you want to know about that story, but whatever, I'll tell you anyway. I'll put a thing in the description saying where to skip to if you don't want to listen to the story. So here it goes. Um, so apparently my day started all like bad already. It already started off bad because I woke up with a headache and then other stuff happened. So I was like struggling to get my clothes on, and I apparently one of my belts trying to put up my pants was broken. So and it's a belt that I usually like always use. So it's like, why did it break that one time? Next thing that happened was when I was walking outside, I almost missed my bus. I was literally like a second from missing my bus, but I ran across the street on the freeway. So, yeah, I made it to my bus, so whatever. From there, it got slightly worse because when I was on the bus, there were no seats, and the only like seats that were available were next to people who were like sick or like really like looked really grimy. No offense to those people, but still, they were like it was really odd, and this wasn't a thing. I never saw those people on this bus before. I usually like always go to the bus to go to school and stuff. So yeah, that was that was surprising to me. The next thing that happened, well, apparently there was like when I got to the hub for my next bus, um, the bus didn't show up for like 20 minutes. So I was like, oh, maybe I can go into Dunkin' Donuts and get donut because apparently I didn't realize it was Friday the 13th, and I thought this was a great idea. So I went into Dunkin' Donuts. The guy in there was already kind of a douchebag. No offense to him. But then after getting I didn't even get my donut because apparently I didn't have enough money. So I ran back outside and the bus was there. 2 seconds, a second from missing my bus, and I had almost like screwed everything up. So I went to go to my bus, and then they said, "Oh, your school pass card for the bus is apparently not working." So I was like, "No, it's obviously working. It works like every day, except for today for some reason." So apparently, then my bus like was weird because once again a bunch of sick people on the bus. They let me on the bus because they confirmed that it was a school pass by looking at it, and then they rescanned it again and it was fine. Didn't know I was working before. That remains a mystery to me. Once again, I had to sit near grimy people. That was unfortunate, very upsetting, and kind of aggravated me. But I kind of withstood it and I went along with it. So normally when I got to my school, because my bus is super slow and I'm like always late, I noticed that right before I got on the bus, the new bus driver, I had a new one apparently to that particular day, and I was like, oh man, I was already thinking to myself, another incompetent bus driver, like a new one this time. So I didn't recognize her, and it bothered me. So I was like, maybe she might take us down the wrong thing, the wrong path, and I'll be late for school. But she took us down the right path, which surprised me. But she didn't stop in my normal stopping area, so I had to walk to my next area. Actually, I was running down the hallways of my school, and then I went directly to my homeroom teacher. She was like, "Go, go, go, go eat breakfast," because every day, I always go to her classroom first and then she's like, "No, you got to go eat breakfast because I'm always like late if I do eat breakfast first, so I always have to go to her class before going to breakfast, and then I got to go to breakfast." So I did that, And then on my way to breakfast, there was so many people in my way. I was like struggling to get through them and like pushing my way around. And then finally, I got to the lunch place, the lunch area where I got my breakfast. The minute I got in there, the lady, 3 minutes till classes. You gotta go to class in like 3 minutes. Warning, 3-minute warning, people. So immediately, this already upset me. I was like, no, I just got here. I need to eat. And this is when I found out that it was Friday the 13th, because an autistic kid walked by me and was like, hey, how's your Friday the 13th going? And I was like, it's Friday the 13th? Because I hadn't noticed. But, judging by how crappy my day was, my luck wasn't going very good. So, yeah, that was a thing that happened. So, apparently that happened. So, I was walking around and I had my breakfast because I get 2 things of cereal every day because I need to be fed so I can function during class. So, when I got to my classroom, the lady, my homeroom marked me late anyway because for some reason that wasn't it was necessary for her to do that. I was already like aggravated, but then I started sneezing profusely. Like out of the blue, random bursts of sneezing. Like my friend who was like, achoo! And he's like screaming the achoo throughout like the entire area. So like say the lunchroom, like a huge lunchroom, and then he sneezes, everyone in the lunchroom would hear it and like look our way. That's how it was in my classroom. So then other stuff happened. I kept sneezing randomly, and I always thought to myself, if you sneeze like more than twice, then there's clearly something like physically wrong with you, mainly in your throat or lung area. So like this bothered me, and I didn't realize why. I was like, why am I sneezing so much? So they're like, oh, Mindell, do you have a cold? I was like, nah, I'm probably fine. So I sneezed again right after I said that, like an idiot, thinking that I was fine. And then they were like, hey, you gotta go to the nurse. And I was like, I don't want to go to the nurse. So they sent me to the nurse anyway, because apparently I'm a rebel. And then when they sent me to the nurse thought it was a great idea to check my, like, stuff. I don't know, temperature or something. It was, apparently my temperature was fine, so there was no point in taking my temperature in the first place. But then it turns out I had caught a cold or something. And I was like thinking to myself, oh, I wonder where I got that cold. Oh, and then I immediately remember the people on the bus. And I was like, oh, that's freaking annoying, but whatever. It wasn't that bad, so the only problem I had was like sneezing and coughing occasionally. So they sent me back, and, I just went back. So after going back, it was the next period, and then I was like, oh, wow, it's pretty good. So far, my day's been crappy, but whatever, it'll get better. Skipping, 4 hours into the day, nearly, like, last period of the day, usually I grab my backpack. My friend Parker supplies me with brownies for some reason every day. Not sure why. Just kidding, I know exactly why. It's because he doesn't like the brownies, but he still eats them anyway, because why not? But so I couldn't find Parker, and I knew he was there. And I was like trying to catch him so I could get my brownies. Well, they were more donuts, not brownies, because I had already bought brownies, because my school sells brownies on Fridays. That's pretty cool, I guess. Except for the fact that they do it so late, and it's hard to catch my bus. So I caught Parker, and he gave me the brownies. And then I was tired because I had taken Benadryl from the nurse because apparently, sickness. And I need to fix my cold. So they were like, we'll send you to we'll give you some Benadryl and give you a thing. So I was tired, and she gave me 2 pills instead of 1, like an idiot. So I was super tired, and then my friend Theodore, he walked up to me and slapped me in the face twice to wake me up. The first one was a front hand, and the second one was a back. So that was a thing. Then again, I did tell him to do that, so I would wake up, but whatever. And then, next thing that happened, I ran outside, and I was hurrying to get my backpack out of my locker. But then, right when I got my backpack out of my locker, right when I got outside of the school, I saw my bus, like my city bus, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta hurry and catch the bus. But it was moving, and there was no one at the bus stop. So I was like, oh crap, when does it come this early? Since when does it come this early? So I was running after the bus, and I thought I was going at supersonic speed. Of course I wasn't, but I was going fast enough to at least catch up to the bus. But every time I ran super fast, stuff would fall out of my pockets, such as my keys, or my stuff, or my donuts, or my headband would fly off, or my stuff would fall on my backpack. So after constantly stopping continuously to gather my stuff, I continued after the bus again. But apparently the bus decided, hey, guess what? I'm not going to wait for you, kid, because apparently I don't notice you. So, notice me, senpai. The bus left me, and I was mad. But I just decided, hey, why not? You know what? Screw it. I already ran this far. I'm not going back. Might as well walk to the next bus station. So I did. I walked to the next bus stop, and it was already the second I got there. There were two people arguing about and the way they were arguing, the argument was like, I was like thinking to myself, this conversation is very, very revealing. Because they were talking about drugs and alcoholism and lesbianism and all that stuff, and they were like, woman was like, oh, get a life, and then the guy was like, hey, you give me a life, bitch, and then it was like funny. It was like the most hilarious thing. But I still had some donuts, and I felt like a douche for just, sitting there listening to their whole conversation, being a nosy douchebag. So I offered a guy a donut. He was like, no, thanks. Appreciate that, though. He's a really cool guy. When I was talking to him, when the lady wasn't, he wasn't, though. Then, bus came, and, my brother was there, and he was like, hey, you loser, and I was like, hey, douche, and then we were just on the bus, and then when I got to the hub, the second I got off the bus, like, at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, perfect. Then I felt something off in my pockets, and I checked in my pockets, and my keys weren't there, and I was like, seriously? Where are my keys? And I was upset. I was super mad. I started punching stuff in front of people. It's embarrassing. So I was super pissed for my whole walk, and I was like, hey, dude, let's just go, because I don't want, my mom's roommate Jamie to just be at the house and then leave, and then we have to wait for somebody to get there with the keys, because our sister decided, hey, I'm gonna go to my cousin's house and not go to the house with you guys, just in case your idiot self decided to lose your key on Friday the 13th. And I was like, well, okay. So we went to the house. I banged on the door for like 12 minutes, 10 minutes, not sure how long. But then my mom's roommate finally answered the door, and she saw I was upset, and I was already angry. I hated my day so much. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then I couldn't get my stuff off. I tripped on my way in. I had that was the second worst day of my life. The first worst day of my life, I can't really get into detail, but whatever. Second worst day of my life, really hated it. So yeah, that was how it happened. That's exactly what happened and all that stuff. So yeah, that's basically the main reason why I haven't been uploading. But aside from that, after Friday the 13th, my days have been going pretty well, except for the constant interruptions when I'm trying to play video games, ma'am. But, aside from that, that's just normal stuff. But I was thinking my schedule should be, I create a video on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and probably Thursdays. Then I upload one on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea, because I asked a friend a while ago, hey, should I do videos daily or weekly? And then she said weekly, because daily would be stressful. And I was like, oh, that's a smart idea. And I was like, no, Exhibit A, stressful day, I guess. Well, anyway, that's all I had for today, about storytelling and stuff. So, thank you all for listening if you did, and I'll shock you later. Peace, guys.